Alright lads, how's it going? Apologies, I've already lit it. This is the second attempt at this cigar video. Fucking lad coming in here. He's doing some work upstairs with the electrics. Fucking wanted to get to the... Right, that's what we got. We've got a Davidoff anniversary, number 3. 6x50 gauge. Beautiful. So obviously Davidoff is, well, it might not be obvious to you, but Davidoff is a New World cigar, as we call them. They're mainly made in Dominican Republic, also Honduras. This one was Dominican Republic. So the anniversary number 3 was made to celebrate Zeno Davidoff's 80th birthday back in 1986. So it's been around a while. Davidoff is a Swiss company. Basel, Switzerland is their HQ. I'll have to try and read some of this, boys. Oettinger Davidoff is the present owner. I think that's how you say it. I had 2 of these. I was going to do this video last week of Jamie, my son, but for whatever reason we didn't. So I did all this homework last weekend, and so I have forgotten about it a little bit, boys. It's been a very busy week. A lot going on in my life this week. So smooth. Tasty. So this cigar, the blend, is a full body blend. But it's got like medium taste. That's total tosh what I just said there. This is a full body blend, but medium strength. Sorry. It's got loads of taste. So it's a lot of the white label ones aren't quite so full bodied as this, but this is such a beautiful cigar, lads. I'm gonna sit back, try and get my head straight, and not talk lies. So, what do they say about this? It's from the Dominican Republic. I said that, hand rolled, obviously. It's the top of the range cigar. I'd say this is around about the hour mark for a smoke. So the Dominican has got a Dominican binder and filler, and the wrapper is a Connecticut from Ecuador. So Connecticut shade from the bottom of the plant, hence the lighter colour. Not always the case, but mainly. So like I said, full body, medium strength, and they say it's got a complicated blend, and who am I to argue? And they also say it develops into an outstanding smoke. Well, it's already started off as one of those, so I'm definitely not going to disagree with that. It starts with herbal aromas, wood, cedar and cream tastes. Then it should develop into citrus and fresh spice with roasted nuts. And then the final third, fresh spice, harmonised walnuts and cedar. There you go. Or just a very nice lardy, however you want to look at it. Now this I found interesting when I was doing my research last week. That's Davidoff. They get their tobacco from the Dominican Republic, Honduras, obviously because they make them in both those countries. Also Brazil, Peru, Mexico, Ecuador, and the United States of America. So there's flavours from all around there, isn't there? All down that part of the world, but hey ho, sounds nice. Tastes nice. That's everything I got written down that's worth talking about. I'm going to put that there, lads. And a swig of coffee. It is smooth, without a doubt. They're all smooth. I had a couple of, well, probably more than a couple, of the Signatures 2000s when I was on holiday. They're a very nice cigar. Much smaller than this one. But this is just, I'm so looking forward to having this. Was going to do it, like I say, last week. I do believe this is the first time I've had this cigar. So, this week, had cold weather frosty starts. I've had fires going outside. We've had rain today, rain last night, rain. So we came back earlier in the week, me and the nurse, Monday, did some cutting out on the back of my place. Tuesday we did some putting in, repointing. And then New Year's Day, Nurse wanted the day off because he went out New Year's Eve, so that's what he did. And Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I had him and Hooks here. And we did some more fencing. Basically, the fencing's 95% finished now, so I'm well happy with that. And I burnt, we had a fire going where it was so cold, and I just got rid of so much stuff that they don't like being put in skips. And I don't mean anything other than wood, but a certain type of wood that they don't like. Well, that's all gone, I'm happy to say. I will be having to sift through a pile of ashes and extract the metal, but that's what I'm going to do. So I've had that going on, plus up in my ensuite, I've had it basically gutted, started again. This all stemmed from my shower, which was very small, 700 square, something like that. Every time I bend over, bang my elbow, bang my arse. You know, I'm 16 stone, 6 foot. I'm too big for that shower. And it developed a leak. In fact, it was so badly fitted when this house was built, I'm pretty sure it's probably leaking very, very soon after the first ever owners moved in. So that's all come out. We've had a big shower tray put in and having the walls done. So they've started that. The reason why I've restarted this video is my son's doing some electrics. He's putting up thing in for Mrs. T's new fancy mirror with a light demist thing. So that's all been going on. And then earlier in the week I had the worst news possible. I had to have one of my dogs put down. I've got 3 dogs. Echo, her name was, she was my husky. She was nearly full, she was coming up 14, which is a good age for a husky. When we first got her, she was the first dog we ever owned as a couple, me and Mrs. T. So I bought a book on them. Wasn't so much internet back then. Well, I certainly didn't do internet back then, 14 years ago. So I bought a book, and one of the things I remember taking from that book was, you know, if a husky gets to 13, the dog's had a good long life. So she had a good long life, but it was very sad. I was the one that took her to the vets. The decision in the end, though you talk to the vet, you know, you guys that have done it falls on you, doesn't it? So I had to make the decision, and it's down to me to do it. Mrs. T, if Mrs. T had been doing what I did the other day, I don't think she'd ever get over it. She's very soppy on dogs. She's very soft well, she's got a hard exterior, but she's very soppy inside. And dogs are her absolute passion in life. So being the dad, being the husband, it was me. And I no doubt that story's been done a million times before me. So that was horrendous. It's still hurting. Mrs. T's still hurting badly, but that's just part of it's part of life in general, and certainly part of being a pet owner, isn't it? But our dogs aren't pets, they're at their family. I'm not ashamed to say I've got my 2 little dogs sleep in the bed with me. I don't care about saying that, I love them. Echo, the husky, she was too big to be on the bed, but she was always next to the bed, next to Mrs. T. So she's sadly been missed. But I'm not the first person that's had that. I'm not the first person to be upset by it. I got a lot of lovely messages this week from people all over social media, and it was very touching and very nice. Probably the people that give me the most abuse out of all the socials is Facebook, and I had some lovely comments on Facebook. So the Facebook trolls didn't give me any abuse about my dog, which was nice. Don't think I'd have liked that one. So right, that's what's happened this week. Like I said, 95% of the fencing is done. The guys that are doing my bathroom are back tomorrow, which is Monday, and I'm going to start my first paid job of the year, which is a parapet wall round an extension that's failed as a flat roof, rubber roof, and water's getting in and it's a mess. There's that to repair. I'm going to put a new brick on edge, and it's in a flatten, so we're going to do an engineering, repair the roof, do some repointing that's also bad. And this guy lives out in the country, out in the sticks. He's a brother of a friend of mine. He's in the music industry. He does very well. He's got a nice little spread out there. Anyway, he had quite a lot of extension work done to his property 9 years ago, and it is cracking everywhere. So once I've done this first initial job with the parapet, I'm then going to probably, I don't know if I'll do it straight away, because I do need to be elsewhere, but then we've got to investigate what's going on with this cracking business behind the render. And quite clearly in places you can see the cracking is obviously on block joints. But what I'll probably do is say to him, we'll have to be there for a day, on day work, knocking some render off, because I can't price that. I just don't know. I'm just going to do it at a day rate, for a day, maybe 2 days at the most, investigating all these different areas where things are broken, massive cracking going on. And then we'll take it from there. Heli bar, I don't know, rebuild, who knows? I don't know. But I really feel for the guy. 9 years the extension. It's pathetic, isn't it, that he's got that cracking going on now. So that's all happening. But the job I've got to do before maybe looking at all the cracking he's got going on is I've got a block extension I need to start in a place called Peacehaven that's been put back. Well, as far as I know, it's going to be ready on the 9th, and today's the 5th. So by the time I get this first part done of the guys' work, I should be able to go straight over there. That's the plan. So yeah, busy times at the moment. I've done a lot of work on my house that I'm happy with. Yeah, very busy. I haven't got bundles of work booked up. I said this before in videos. I just priced up a job, a repointing job. So I'm waiting to hear from that. We'll see what 2025 brings. Hopefully enough money to keep enjoying things like this, lads. All these woody notes and that, I'll bugger if I could get. Oh, the roasted nuts and all that's in here, cream. It's just, whatever it is, it's wonderful. There must be a way you can learn, isn't there? There must be. To be one of the toffs and say, well, that, all the notes. So I hope you all had a good Christmas. I don't know about you, but that already seems quite a way away. Someone wrote on Facebook the other, I think it was Facebook. It was a couple of days after Christmas, and he wrote on there, effing hell, there's 300 63 days till Christmas and I've already heard Christmas music. I thought it was quite funny. Maybe that's just my sense of humour. I thought it was funny. So yeah, it's gone, isn't it? And here we go, New Year. But the weather's meant to be terrible this week. We've got rain right now outside. And then I think we got it, I think through this tonight. I'm hoping it's going to dry up for the work tomorrow. Not 100% sure. It's not very clear, my weather forecast. One part of it saying it's dry and then the map says it's wet, so who knows. The draw on these are beautiful. The burn's pretty much immaculate and they do ash well. There's nothing worse, I don't think, for me. What my worst thing about smoking cigar is having a nice cigar, or you about to, and the draw. You can't draw on it. I have got one of them little tools. I'm going to show that one day. I think if you boys haven't got one, you should get one, especially if you smoke Cubans. But with these, I don't think you'd ever need one. I think that's half the reason why they're so expensive. One, we get ripped off in this country, and two, they have all sorts of quality control checks on these, don't they? I mean, it's just immaculate. The wrapper's immaculate. It's beautiful. I've had about 6 Davidoff in one of my little Perspex humidors in September. Those Perspex humidors really do keep your cigars well, boys. I've got 3 Perspex humidors. Three Perspex and 2 wooden. One of them wooden's got a glass lid and the other one's just a solid wooden one. They all keep them well. You just got to be keep on top of them, haven't you? Thing is, with those Perspex ones, there's less work to them. You know, you get a Perspex humidor. If you use the Boveda packs, which I do, throw them in there. Maybe leave it 48 hours and then stick your sticks in there. And that's it. Just keep the Boveda packs swapped out when they need to. Very easy. You haven't got to worry about prepping them all up. Those wooden ones you have to put for 2 weeks. It's all a bit of a ball ache, isn't it? I did say a little while ago on a video, I'm really not into anything much more than Cubans. At the moment, it's Cubans, but also love these, always have done, always will. Camacho, and I've been having quite a few Xenos in the morning, which I'm going to do one on there. Lovely smoke. £19.50 for a Robusto. And then, of course, the Perdomo. Always love a Perdomo. But absolutely, do I recommend this? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Beautiful. So I think there's a lot of you guys are going back maybe for the first time on Monday. I know the site lads, I've had a few on the socials telling me they're fed up, but they can't go back until the 6th. Turns out quite an expensive time of year with loss of wages, isn't it? Self-employment. It's good and bad, isn't it, lads? I haven't earned any money for 2 weeks, just been paying out. So yeah, that's really all I got to say, I think. It's been so busy. So I've been so busy myself here, and with the happenings indoors, you know, it's actually been a good thing to get over my dog, or help me through this process of getting over the dog. Just having 5 minutes to ourselves. But you know what it's like when the old house is in, when it's all in turmoil. You know, I've had to move all my stuff in my bedroom. I've given him some room. I've got quite a big bedroom, but I've given him some room to work. Cut stuff in my room, because obviously it's an ensuite bathroom. You can imagine it's not the biggest place to work in. When it's all done, I'll show you. Massive shower, 1400 by 900 shower tray gone in there. I'm thinking the other one was like 750 squared, or maybe 800. I don't think it was 800, but anyway, so this one's going to be massive. Very, very nice. So boys, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful cigar. The anniversary number 3, Toro, by Davidoff. Absolutely gorgeous. Not a cheap stick, none of their stuff is. But if you want to treat yourself, boys, for whatever, you can't go wrong. Great for a wedding if you really feel impressive. You got your daughter getting married or something, you buy a box of these for some of the lads. You'll be a very popular person. Guys, thanks for watching. Happy New Year. And I'll see you soon. Bug up. Cheers, lads.